And welcome back, Firewood Addicts, to another episode of the Travis Firewood. Today we're talking about Firewood and what it's done for me. So Mr. Daniel Atkins tagged me in a recent episode a trend of what Firewood has done for me besides keep my house, my family warm. I guess, I don't know, I think I've touched upon this a few times in the channel, and the journey is not that interesting really, but in terms of like Firewood, but I moved into a house that had a chimney, so I went like, hey, I grew up with wood heat, let's get this ripping and roaring. I got a used wood stove installed, started to burn, and being the thrifty / cheap person that I am, I did not want to buy cords of firewood. Growing up, we always bought cords and had a drop. We would stack it, and we would ferry wood from the outside woodsheds into the home and into my house to burn to stay warm. We never produced firewood, so I didn't grow up with chainsaws. I didn't grow up with an axe. I didn't grow up cutting, splitting. So whatever knowledge of firewood is in my adult life, and gleaning from YouTube, all the other channels who you know, and then me analyzing it, thinking about it, and putting it on this channel here that you have seen. So that's how I got into firewood. Now what it means to me, I guess, it was, I don't know, like pre-COVID, during COVID, obviously a lot of channels blew up. They started and they got bigger because people were home, they had more time to watch YouTube and maybe to make firewood type things, so they got into firewood. And that's about the time that I started. But is in that time that I could have done more on the channel. I wanted to on firewood because I saw other people doing it. I'm like, hey, I could do that too. But I did not, because I was doing another project and that took up a lot of my time. But I should have done both, but it is what it is. So I guess with firewood and the channel, I guess that makes more sense. I think, and a lot too, I think with Daniel Atkins, he mentioned too on his episode, was friendships. I have several friendships, a lot of them from who have been on my podcast, and through Firewood and Firewood Connections, the brotherhood, sisterhood, and the Woodhound community is strong. Yes, there are outliers. I've said that before, but I have several now good friends who I consider good friends, and that are into firewood. Now, different parts of firewood, either logging, milling. They know engines, they know chainsaws, they know how to file. All these people who I consider friends, who if I have a question, I could text them, I can call them for advice, information, and I feel that they are happy to provide me with that, and it's great to have that. And a lot of these friends who I've met through YouTube and the Firewood community, I've never met most of them. I have met Daniel Atkins and the P&W crew who live just south of me. Other than that, I haven't. We talk on the phone, we text, but there's people I never met in person, and I think that is okay. So I guess friends, camaraderie. What has Firewood done for me? Again, Firewood and the channel. I think a lot of you have seen and noticed. I've hit 2,000 subs on my channel, and I think that that's another cool milestone. It took me a year to go from 1,000 to 2,000. Now, the people who were not YouTube creators, not YouTubers, may not understand, but it's a pretty cool thing to see your channel grow. Not in terms of like being monetized or making money. Yes, there's money involved with my channel and YouTube, but it's nothing to really write home about or to talk about. It's minuscule in terms of the amount of people who watch and the size of my channel, but just seeing the channel grow organically, I don't feel like I'm one of those channels who like ram and force the it down your throat. I mean, if you want to like, you're gonna like. If you're gonna sub, you're gonna sub. I don't wanna force it type thing. I want it to grow organically, and I believe it has. I think with the channel, I have seen, and I think I mentioned this in my 500 sub episode and my 1,000 sub episode. My self confidence in myself and how I interact with people. Now, granted, I'm talking to a camera. I'm talking to myself, really, and not to a person. But as an adult stutterer, I feel that that has hindered me in several ways in terms of my career and my professional life and personal life. But to 2,000 of you plus now, my stuttering isn't a factor. And you have told that to me. That stuttering, I don't recognize it. From what I gather, you all like this channel because it's so authentic and real. Because I'm just a guy, and stuttering is not a factor. It's not a part. You don't think about it, which is great. I do, but you all don't. And having the channel grow gives me the knowledge, understanding, and perspective that that's true. The stuttering isn't a factor. It's not an issue. And I have since my 1,000 sub episode, I think I said that I would stop editing out the bulk of my stuttering. If there's a hard block or a long pause, I'll probably edit it out. But you will see a lot of the true of me talking, the commentary, and not editing out every single block or moment that I am not fluent. So having you all comment, say you love the channel, keep going, Trav, all of that, it has improved my self confidence, my self worth, to continue the channel and in my professional and personal life, and that's cool. And I thank you all for your support on that. I think my personal growth has been a big factor, and I do think that we all should strive to better ourselves, and not just to be okay with the status quo. So Firewood, what means to me, Firewood channel, and then my personal growth and self confidence. I think I'll just say that. For me, I think money wise, I mean, earning several $1,000s a year in firewood sales, and a lot of that is cash. Having cash on hand to go to the farmer's market, or to use that money for tip money for when we go out to dinner type thing, or just having cash around is nice, and not have to always use a credit card. It is nice. So it's nice having the extra income on top of my work and my wife's work. Just have that side hustle going on. It's nice having that extra income to do more of the things that we like to do. Right now, saving for another vacation, so that some of that cash from firewood sales will go in that bucket, and we use when we go on vacation, just to buy the kids snacks and food and all the toys and souvenirs and all that stuff. So the extra income has definitely helped my family. So I guess that's another thing that Firewood has done for me, and maybe I guess keeping it as a side hustle / hobby, and being active. I think that that's something that we all need to keep in mind when we do firewood. Either we're doing it for personal use or to sell. It's the physicality of the whole thing. Yes, we have splitters. Yes, we may have axe or chainsaws, but any other tool you use, it's still manual labor. It's still work. Firewood is work. It's hard. Everyone can't do it. It's not for everyone, right? So being outside, being able to split, being able to produce firewood, process firewood, it's the physicality of it. It's exercise of it. There's not a lot of cardio per se in terms of how we do firewood. We're not like doing jumping jacks and running to each tree to cut down, or each log, but it's still you get a workout in, and arms, core, legs. I mean, it's all there, right? So it's not having to go to a gym, not having to buy exercise equipment. Yes, I do need more cardio workout in my life, but being outside and being active, as well as after you buck up a log, after you split a cord of firewood, after you stack a cord of firewood, anything you do with firewood, you can literally stand back and look at it and say, I did that. I produced that. That was me. My hard work and labor did that. Granted, maybe I did that and I sold that, and then I bought myself a new splitter. I bought myself a trailer. I bought myself a new chainsaw. So you can also look at that too. Like, I produced this firewood, for example, and maybe I sold this firewood behind me, and then I bought something, and then that tool is with you. Because for me in my yard, anything that I buy that is firewood related, I try to use firewood money to buy it. I don't want to take from the family pot. I want to use my firewood pot, my money for firewood, and I use that money to buy things that are firewood related. If that makes any sense, you may do it differently in your household, but that's how I do my finances for firewood and the channel. But where's I going with this? Yes, it's the being physical aspect of it, to be outside and stay in shape, because you really cannot be too out of shape to do firewood, to process firewood. Yes, you may not need to be in tip-top shape, but if you can't lift a chainsaw, if you can't lift your axe over your head, if you can't roll a log onto a log lift and then having to do a lever, then you're not physically able to do firewood. It is what it is, right? So, or to use firewood, like Daniel mentioned, to use firewood to cure or to help an ailment that you may have. Say that you want to lose some weight, get into firewood, and over time you may lose a few pounds because you're outside and you're using your body, using your muscles, type thing, and you're staying hydrated, and you're getting workout in. Yeah, and then afterwards to stand back and be proud of the things that you accomplished each day on that hour. Maybe you put in the time, maybe put in 10 minutes, maybe you put in an hour, maybe half a day, but to stand back and look at it and say, I did that, and I'm proud of myself for doing it, because not everyone can do that. I did that, and it's to feel good about your accomplishments, what you did with firewood each time that you do it. And in doing so, that will continue your passion, your fire inside about firewood. So some of you watching that part may think I'm nuts, but there are a lot of people who I've had on my Firewood Addicts a podcast series who they have a passion, they have a love for firewood, and to be on the podcast to express it and share that love, excitement, and passion for firewood. And by standing back and viewing your accomplishments of what you've done on firewood, I think is a healthy thing to continue and progress and evolve that passion for firewood. So I may be rambling right now, and a lot of it may not be coherent, but if any of this resonates with you, please let me know that down in the comments. That's all I can think of what firewood has done for me. I hope it makes sense to most of you. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. If you want to be on the podcast, let me know as well. I'm trying to get new people on soon. I'm not going to call anyone out on this episode. If you want to do this series with Daniel Atkins and other channels, I just watched Russ over at Willie's Firewood do it. That was interesting. Thank you, Russ. But if you want to get into it, do it. Do it. I'm not going to tag anyone or call anyone out. If you want to do it, and share with us your insights, your opinion, and we could find trends in this little experiment that Daniel has started. Some trends of what firewood has meant to you in your life, type thing, and so I think that would be very interesting. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. And remember, until next time, life's too short to be a prick, so be kind to one another. Rock and roll. Stay safe, you cutting. Cheers.